welcome back to the Red River Horror Podcast. This is episode number 70. I'm your host, Joe Zakreski, joined by Eddie Cayazzo. Hi, Ed. How are you?
Joe, Merry Christmas. Or no, well, whatever the hell it is. I guess Happy New Year, right?
I would say it back to you, but I saw you, so...
Yeah, that's right.
It's a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all that good stuff.
All that stuff. I can't even remember what week this is coming out, but we're recording and we're live here now, but we'll be recorded to the people listening. So Happy New Year.
This is short and sweet.
Yeah.
New Year's year end. I don't know. Year end. No, I didn't want to do a year end. I wanted to do I had these things that I was always curious about, and I wonder if you knew any. Do you know of any like superstitions surrounding New Year's?
I don't.
I know a lot of ones for like good luck.
Okay.
So in like Latin America for like women and stuff, it's like wearing a certain color underwear or things like that. But I'm like, what is there that would bring you bad luck?
Bad luck in the new year?
There's got to be something out there.
You don't want that?
No, of course you don't. And so how do you avoid it?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Do you want your 2022 to haunt you?
No.
No, absolutely not.
Oh.
That is the year it's going to be, right? 2022?
2022, it feels like, the last year's been 3 years, right?
Yeah, who knows? Groundhog Day will be interesting because that'll be what,
22?
Yeah.
Hopefully the bank software doesn't reset.
It'll be Y2K all over again.
Whoa.
Get out of here.
Oh, that's not a superstition, but you bring up a good point. People were scared to death.
They were.
Of Y2K.
They were. And also there was that one that just passed us. So it was December 21st. That was supposed to be an end of the world at one point.
12/21/2012?
Yeah,
right?
I believe so.
Was that the Mayan calendar's end?
I think so.
Okay.
And then there was another one in May. I can't remember. Was that the Mayans?
He's thinking of Cinco de Mayo.
No. There was another one when it was like warmer out. That was supposed to be the end of days.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah.
Do you know which denomination or which?
It's
anyway.
I mean, Y2K. Everybody thought the world was going to end. If you remember that. I mean, I was excited. You know, it's a shame because I was so excited to go into 2019 into 2020 because like all the holidays were like on weekends and worked out so great for like time off from work. Turns out I worked from home the entire, once I got to March. But hey, and then 2021 is pretty much just a blur.
Yeah.
So much happened this year. It's such a blur.
That's the thing. It was just, so like if 2021, if we say that was inactivity and it allowed us to start the podcast, 2021 was just nonstop.
Yeah.
I mean, not just because of our personal lives and what happened there, but just work, like everything. It's just like, hey, was 2020 a little boring? Well, here's 2021.
Yeah, let's up the ante. Let's see what you got. What are you made of?
But I enjoyed the podcast this year, Joe. I enjoyed doing the podcast.
Hey, man, me too.
Yeah,
we got a little off at some points, but we're working our way back. We're not going anywhere.
No,
I think it would be safe to say if there was a highlight for the year for us, it's got to be Steve Morrison coming on.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mean that as any offense to any of our wonderful guests that we've had. No. We've had a ton of fun with everybody, but that was like, anybody who's from the Philadelphia area who listens to the radio, like has turned on the radio.
Two Philly guys that love horror movies as much as we do, and growing up listening to Steve Morrison, and now listening to Steve. Yeah, that was pretty damn cool.
Yeah, and then hopefully we can have him back.
He said he would.
He said he would. So hey,
he seemed pretty cool.
Yeah, he seemed really cool. Mm-hmm. So I think we'll be in touch and hopefully follow up with that. So that's got to be. I mean, I can't think of anything else that really tops that. And again, no offense to anybody.
No.
It was just really freaking awesome.
Yeah, and the thing is, one thing that didn't happen in 2021, so it's kind of cool that we have had no repeat guests yet in this first year plus of the podcast.
Unless you count like our friends from like Keystone Retro Steve or Joe D'Angelo from Different Take.
They're friends. I consider them friends.
Right. So contributing people.
Contributing friends.
Yeah. So it's like, they're not so much guests, but they're, more of part of
Right.
Anytime they want to jump on, they're more than welcome to.
Yeah, so we didn't have Olivia Lucardi back. We didn't have Jeffrey Reddick. I'm not what I'm getting.
We gotta get Jeffrey Reddick back.
We do, because he had that bandwidth problem the first time, but he said he was excited to come back. So we will get him on in 2022 for certain.
I would just love to we didn't give his story the justice it deserves just from a shame of technical difficulties.
Yes.
People need to hear this. It's one of you need to hear it clear. It's just so incredible of what the world used to be, and could anything like that ever happen again?
Yep. Eastern Kentucky boy.
Yeah. Dirt poor.
Loves a Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. Well, he's going to tell it again. We love Jeffrey Reddick.
Yeah, not to give too much away, but it's definitely the one that I think everybody needs to hear. Mm-hmm. That's crazy bringing up Olivia Lucardi, because that's almost a year ago to this point. You would think she was our second episode of January. She was January 11th that episode came out.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that was that long ago.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun right there. I'm like, man, I knew we got to get Nick back on.
Yes.
He was January too.
Nick said he would come on to do kind of a look back at 2021 and a look forward at 2022, which he did a great job, because the thing is, he's as much as I would love to be plugged into the scene as much as I used to be.
Yeah.
It's been hard. Not saying we can't get back to that place, but Nick knows everything that's going on with the film festivals, and so he can pick up that slack for me there.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was just wild.
Yeah.
Wow, I wasn't planning on doing a year cap. Let's stick with this a little bit, because now I'm just like, what else happened?
What do we do?
Because the superstitions, there's no, it would have been, here's the thing. The other option was I was going to read this long story, and it would just be like listening to an audiobook, or going over some the little things like you don't do laundry on New Year's Day, so you don't wash away the good luck. You don't sweep on New Year's Day because you don't want to sweep away your good luck.
Joe, just to interject real quick.
Nothing crazy.
To interject real quick. I mean, you've experienced some New Year's parties in your day, right?
Yes.
Why the hell wouldn't you do laundry? You see some of the positions that people wake up in and where they are.
Yeah. I had this bad habit. So if I didn't have my daughter, typically, I mean, I would sleep very little and get up and just keep going and go down to the Mummers Parade.
Right.
And I would be down there all day.
Yeah.
All day.
But
so not as intense anymore.
Yeah, times have changed both in life and yeah, I can't imagine doing that, like going that hard. The Mummers Party. You told me that. Look, when I saw them when I was a kid, I'm just like, oh, the costumes and stuff. It's like, no, it's crazy. I'm like, what? No, it's not. Yeah,
not so bad during the day, but then those guys, they shut down parts, a nice long chunk of 2nd Street from, forget where it starts and ends. I'm usually too gone then. But, South Philly, where all the clubhouses are, and they have their big after party. And that is unlike anything I've ever experienced. There's this guy who used to have a show called 3 Sheets. It's like 3 Sheets to Win, where you go to big drinking things. He's like, this is basically like the underground Mardi Gras.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So nothing like horror about that, but I'm telling you, if you're in Philly and you want to experience something incredibly unique, it is now much more contained than it used to be due to, I think there was there was something a few years ago where there was FBI involvement, apparently I got caught wind of.
Really?
Yeah. I have family members that are in law enforcement.
Yeah.
And they gave us a heads up and be like, hey, feds are getting involved. There's extra barricades, and there's going to be people undercover people. And normally you would see police officers wearing Lays. Maybe they had a beer in their hand. It didn't even matter. Everyone was just having a good time. But now it's not the same. But we'll see if it comes back that way. I don't think I'm going to stay out all night for that.
Okay. All right, but anyway, so yeah, so I get the new. I'm just thinking of some of the people and where we've seen some people wake up and then not washing your clothes after that. But
yeah,
but I like this. I like this 2021 recap thing because there's a lot of stuff that I forgot happened in 2021.
Yeah. And if you really want to know the horror of New Year's Day here, is when you have to take a piss.
Ooh.
And I feel terrible for women because it's just even worse. Luckily, like the spot where we go to watch the parade, we know there's some porta potties but you know what? There's going to be there a massive line.
Yeah.
You know, so, and then on 2nd Street, when I'm talking about that, on 2nd Street, there's just, you got to find a secret spot, and there's a lot of people. So,
and this, I'm surprised. I guess this mayor wouldn't bring out the porta potties for the mummers. He did last year during the protests, but he doesn't bring out the big porta potties for the mummers.
I think if you're at the main part of the parade, they probably have them out.
Okay.
I stay up at a certain spot where the firehouse sets them up.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So you're near. All right.
Yeah.
But
I've always been very connected mummers wise. Like I had, my grandfather, I watched it from top of City Hall when I was a kid.
Sure.
After he passed away, he was like, oh, and then my uncle, who was a fire lieutenant in Philadelphia Fire Company, that's the firehouse where we go to. Oh. And he's since passed, but all those people know who we are. It's like, oh, it's Bernie's family. So,
all right. So if you're in Philadelphia, check out the mummers on New Year's Day.
Stay away from me. We don't need any more people getting in that line.
Right. Don't bother.
You want to see a slasher? I'll cut you. So anyway, but yeah. So Nick, it's hard to think like this is all 2021. I mean, more happened than I thought. Like we did our Undertaker tribute. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you know what? I forgot about that. And I have to apologize to Steve. I still didn't go back and watch. He gave me some homework as far as like, no, if you liked The Undertaker, because you know me, I'm not into wrestling anymore. Mm-hmm. He's like, you should watch these matches. So I have to go back and do that. Maybe I'll try to do that.
Gotta get on it, bud.
Yeah.
And then the one thing that if Steve Morrison was not on this show, this next episode would be the one that would be my highlight of 2021.
Ah, okay.
And that was the volcanic UFO mysteries.
Right.
So
that was February?
Yeah, it's February is when that came out. So Darcy Weir still making some cool stuff. I started following him on Twitter.
Yeah.
I kept an eye out, checked out some of his stuff that's all available on Prime Video. Neat stuff. We'll have to keep an eye out for him if he's got anything on the horizon. But Stephen Bassett, executive director for the Paradigm Research Group, was telling us that later this year, the government's going to open up the books and admit to just not knowing, but not knowing.
What did he call it? It wasn't confirmation. What was it called? He said the president himself is going to. It's not affirmation. It's not confirmation. He had a word for it. What they call it. I guess.
I think it's just acknowledging the.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing Area 51 based, but it was more like, yes, we have. There is unexplained aerial phenomena, UAP.
Right. Yes.
And we have nothing else for you on that.
So he literally tells us this.
Yeah.
You and I immediately, we're done recording. We're just like, all right. Well, that was fun. I mean, I want to see the movie. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, could just be talking. No. And you guys dedicated, should have never doubted him, and bang.
Yeah.
Crushed it.
Like I said, what's crazy is, I think I mentioned this in another episode, that you sent me a CNN article.
Yep.
And I'm like, no way. Then I heard like Marco Rubio, like a U.S. senator, talking about it. It's like, well, if something's out there, like, yeah, then why shouldn't we investigate it? Like, why shouldn't we talk about it? Because what Stephen Bassett had said was that all the footage up to this point was caught on like gun cameras from the Navy and things like that. So
yeah.
It's like, so will Joe Biden, the president, will he say that there's something out there? Like, will he confirm it, as Stephen Bassett said? Because we already have the U.S. Congress looking into it.
Yeah. Crazy.
It's so cool. I love that stuff. That's
it's
cool.
Crazy. I mean, that's what Stephen Bassett, he's more so, he's an activist, is what he said, and
Yep.
his activism was based on getting Congress involved and doing that kind of research. It's like it's all from military, like all that footage.
It's so cool.
I mean, since 70s, I think he said 60s or 70s.
Yeah,
long time.
Mm-hmm.
So good for him. Congratulations to him.
Yep.
One disappointing one. Not disappointing in the episode. The episode was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were never able to follow up or confirm if it was happening. That was when we talked about this movie called Paradise Cove with the director Martin Gigi.
Oh, yeah.
And he was inviting us because he said he was band, was going to be playing at City Winery.
Yes.
And I looked out for it, but I don't know. I didn't see his name anywhere. I don't know if they made the trip. Who knows in these crazy times, but we never were able to follow up with him on that.
I have his email. I am going to reach back out to him, and it's funny you bring that up today specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of, Steve Morrison and I are in the same business.
Yeah.
We're in radio in Philadelphia, and I was actually thinking of reaching out to Matthew Perry, strangely, surrounding the Friends thing, and I'm trying to think, but anyway, what made me think of that is just like, how do I have a connection to Matthew Perry? Oh yeah, Martin Gigi, the guy who directed that film that we Paradise Cove.
Yep.
He was talking about the house that was next door to where they filmed in Malibu was Matthew Perry's
house.
and he was cool.
Yeah.
So
he said he was like a really cool guy. It's like, hey, what are you guys doing? Oh, nice, cool.
Yeah.
It's like, how about that?
Yeah. So anyway, it's that was a fun episode. I will follow up with Martin.
Yeah, let's hit him up. I mean,
Yep.
dude was super cool.
Yep.
He was I don't know, he just made it so easy to talk to, and I was like, oh man, I can't wait to meet up with this guy, and we weren't able to pull that off.
No, but we will. He seemed cool enough to just be like, yeah, man.
But yeah,
So,
but whatever. I mean, it is what it is. Time flies.
mm-hmm.
We can go at him again. And then you and I, we had some fun recording some other episodes about like movies, like we did the whole thing for Saw.
Yes, that was fun.
That was
a lot of
so
fun.
much fun.
And it was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard to do it, but when we saw saw Spiral and then talked about it afterwards, that was a lot of commitment. But
it was.
But it was like, again, looking back on it, it's just like, oh well, that was fun, It
really was. I mean, that was a lot of fun, especially because that was my first movie in theaters since 2019 or so.
Me too. That was
I don't even think I went to anything early in 2020.
No.
Nothing I can think of.
Wow. So yes, Spiral was
I hadn't
the
been
first
in theaters
movie
in forever.
Yep.
And that was the first one. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to watch it again. Just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it around when the time comes.
Yeah, we'll see. I think we're gonna get something else in the Saw, another Saw around Jigsaw this year.
Oh, okay.
Something else. Which at first, going into that, I would be like, ugh. But then after watching the last one that they did with Tobin Bell was better.
Right.
One of the better ones.
And honestly, like to the guest we had on, Dave, that is a Saw fan, thinking about, like, if you think about I'm not relitigating this, but
yeah,
if you think about the horror series, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which ones are actually as good as Saw as a series?
It's true.
I mean, when you watch them, it's just like, okay, like by Saw 5, it's like, all right, you start to wear. But yes, Jigsaw, I think, is the one you're referring to.
Yep,
the last one with Tobin Bell, that was very good. I did finally watch it since then.
It's as good. It's I mean, spoiler alert. I mean, it's been out. It's been available for years at this point. But doing the false, like the twist was that it was a prequel,
mm-hmm.
which was one of the better twists since the very first one.
Could we do another spoiler? You know what? Maybe I shouldn't do this. Another spoiler alert for another series. You and I have to talk about the Final Destination series, and maybe that's when we bring Jeffrey back, because I think another film's coming out.
We do that, and then we also start hunting for Tony Todd.
Yes.
We start fishing for him.
Yes. But yeah, Spiral was the first film we both saw back in theaters.
Yeah. That's wild, man. And it's just hitting me now because I believe, like, even this year, we even did a 1 year anniversary. We, crossed our 1 year anniversary and even did a 1 year anniversary show of our highlights of the very first year.
Yeah.
So obviously, anybody who listens along, we're just having a great old time. And we hope that you're having a great time with us. Mm-hmm. Have no fears. We got stories for years.
We do.
How about a crazy wedding?
Which you had a lot of, and that's why we didn't do that much in the fall.
Sorry for the clip show. Oh my God! What about talk about a horror on my bank account? 5 weddings in a row.
Oh, dude, I will tell you, I would not be able to weather financially 5 weddings this year, 2021. I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Yeah,
I don't know how you did it.
It was pretty crazy, but pulled it off. And it's funny, like looking back at this. I mean, we started talking about Halloween Kills in June, and it wasn't released until October. Jeepers creepers. Well, that's okay. And then we had some fun with Joe D. You did the one live stream. I did a couple with them. So we'll get those back in order.
The live streams are coming. That was, and the thing is, we got really positive feedback from the live streams.
We did.
I didn't. I was just, telling people casually, just like, yeah, we're gonna try this live thing out. Honestly, no expectations. We just want to do our 31 days of Halloween thing, and figured we'd do it live just to try it.
Yeah.
I had people loved that. They enjoyed it. We're interacting. It was cool.
Yeah, getting that live action, actually, like getting to talk to people. So there's goal number 1. Let's do more of that.
Yes.
Goal number 2 is once we're able to set up that permanent studio space. We bounced around a few times this year, so we are so close.
2022, we're both in positions to get that studio set up I'm not going to say soon, but in 2022.
It'll happen. It's finally going to happen.
Yes.
Well, things that we've been talking about are finally going to happen. Ugh.
We've had some, it's been an infrastructure thing. We've bounced through. We literally, we recorded. That's funny. I can't remember. Yeah. Maybe you can say which show exactly. We recorded up to the minute you had to start boxing up the one house.
We did.
It's like I think your dad even said, it's like, you got to be out of here. We're recording the podcast. It was.
He
funny.
might have. I mean, dude, that was one of the. I mean, it's amazing how it's like I watch, stupid, just mind-numbing comedies and stuff like that, and the silliest of horror movies to escape the real life horrors that you're facing, and clearing out my my parents' house while settling on my own house that needed a ton of work. I mean, it just didn't stop. It's like we emptied out an entire house that was full of, a little over a decade worth of crap. And my mom, not a hoarder, just had a lot of stuff.
Sure.
It wasn't disorganized.
Well, it's a lifetime of stuff,
man. Yeah, especially when they're moving into, a 2-bedroom condo in Florida. It ain't all fitting down there.
No.
So that was a nightmare. And then immediately going into that old house that I bought and ripping up all these shag carpets. They're gone. Floors look good. Steps look good. Yeah.
No, but anyway, you're right. The live thing was fun. It was received well. I do want to thank Joe D for really kind of pushing on that to get us kind of started.
Yeah.
And inviting us on as much as he did, because we both didn't really have much love for Halloween Kills, and he was a good sport.
Yeah, he absolutely loved it, and that's. I'm not surprised. I mean, that's right. It's right up his alley, and the way he's approaching it's just different than I am.
Yep.
So I mean, that's the way it's gonna be.
And that's one of the reasons it was so fun.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So we'll have to look into the law. I'll have to look into the copyright laws and other laws to see because I don't know if that rough draft script of Jason X will fall under copyright because it's since been changed.
Yeah, and
but
even if
using the title might have ownership. See, so I got to look into that because that's the other thing is we'll cast into a table read.
Yeah, that's
Jason
right.
X.
We got a script from that will be cool. I think you're good only because we're not making money off that.
Yeah, but if it goes on YouTube, they'll what if it took off? No, it doesn't. Whatever.
Yeah, if the table read of Jason X.
I'm a dreamer.
Did you read through it at all yet?
I've skimmed it.
Have you? Do you have any thoughts as to what character you would like to be during that table read?
Well, I figure I would narrate like direct and.
Okay, so like
I'll do all the in between and kind of direct and point and move it along.
I wonder what. All right, so let's think about it this way. I know you're trying to wrap, but give me a second.
It's all good.
This Jason X table read is something we wanted to do. All right, so the guy that plays the main security guy, the army guy on the ship, right? We get Tony Todd to read that because it's a black guy.
We'd have to pay him.
In Jason, that's what I know. But maybe, so Kane Hodder is going to play Jason. So he'll be sitting there. All right. Peter Mensa played Sergeant Brodsky. All right.
Okay.
So Tony Todd's going to read for him. All right. Lexa Doig. So I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but she could reprise her role because she was the wife, Devon Sawa's wife in the new Chucky series.
There you go.
So she's like back in the horror space. Lexa, whatever. I'm sorry about that.
I mean, odds of that happening are pretty slim.
All right. So
we can always reach out and be like, hey.
So since the world's getting crazy again, this will be through Zoom, right?
Yep.
So we got Kane Hodder just sitting there the entire time, right? You're narrating his stuff. You got Lexa Doig. She's the scientist, the main character, the final girl, if you will. So she'll be on Zoom. So you got Kane Hodder, Lexa, Lisa Ryder. She plays the android. Okay. And I'm sorry, Peter Mensa, and it's cool. Like actually, I recognize him from other stuff as well. But it's just this show is so connected to Tony Todd, so I'm just gonna make one change on the.
You go bigger than I was thinking. I was thinking just putting out a small casting call and reaching out to some people and be like, "Hey, you want to do this silly thing?"
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. But how cool would that be?
Yeah, that'd be something.
See a bunch of Zoom bubbles floating around, and then like all these people, like, wow. And the thing is, that would be so intense. People would be like, "Wow, I never really thought of Jason X as this serious," but the Red River Horror guys are going all in.
Yeah. We'll have to even watch it again. I mean, I don't think I've seen it since
the movie theater.
One time after that, watched in the basement.
Okay.
And we watched one scene in particular like 6 or 7 times over. It got rewound.
Why can't I remember? I remember the Freddy versus Jason. Oh, yeah.
It's the sleeping bags.
Oh, yes. The sleeping bags. Yes. Wow. Real quick, Google users, 75% of Google users liked Jason X. So that's for the fans.
When you got something bad for the sake of being bad, like, I don't know if there was ever anything even thought to it's like they were not reaching for an Oscar or any type of award.
Yeah.
They're probably just more happy that it was going to theaters and not direct to video.
Yeah. New Line said, "Sure, what the hell, let's do it."
Why not? Let's
we own Jason's properties or whatever. It was Paramount, then so Jason X was New Line. So it's just like, what the hell, let's do it.
Yeah. Screw it. Let's do it.
But yeah, man, no, it was but yes, so that preview went on way too long, but we have a Jason X script, and by God, we're going to do a table read.
Yep, that's the rough draft, so it's not even going to be identical to the theatrical release.
I'm excited.
Here you go. There's 2022 goals.
Yep.
Hell yeah, brother.
I think we can get that one done.
I think so, too. So Happy New Year, Ed.
Happy New Year, Joe.
Yeah, it's been great, and then we'll be back on the horse with more guests, more stories, more this, more that. Yeah,
more everything, man. Find us. We will get the Twitter ramped up again. at Red River Horror. You want to send us ideas for shows. Joe's always looking for them.
Always.
He wants to hear from you. And that's redriverhorror@gmail.com. Give a like, a subscribe, whatever you do. If on Apple Podcasts, write a little review. That helps tremendously. Want to thank Steve Feast from Keystone Retro. I think he's restocked. I'm not sure. But if he's restocked and has stuff to sell, you can get 10% off by entering the code Red River. Want to thank Power Listener and who got us Steve Morrison, Jeffrey Mitchell. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Our good friend Joe D'Angelo over at Different Take, Stacey Lane Wilson, the best, the lead critic on RedRiverHorror.com, Nick Cush. He's doing a great job at Movie Babble. So I just want to thank so many people, love so many people, and thank you most of all for listening.
Well, that was beautiful. I'm not even going to try and top that. So you know where to find me, at Red River Joe on Twitter, and remember to keep traveling those channels of fear.